this is Surya, and in honor of the new year, I will be doing a recap of everything I made 2024.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I am very excited for this video because I have been waiting to do it for a while now. Look at my friend. This is my spirit animal, by the way. I think we should start with hats and accessories because it is going to be the easiest to do first. Now that I've collected everything, let me show you. I guess I should start with the first couple of things that I made that I can actually remember. So I made this hat for my mom. I just kind of put jewels on it, but she never ended up wearing it. So now I'm selling it on my website, Rosalina's Atelier. If you want to check that out, you can. If you don't, that's cool. I made beanies. This beanie I made, and this beanie I made. So these, I mainly just bedazzled. So those are cool. So will also be on my website. Then I made a bunch of ties that will also all be on the website. Tie is so cool. I actually designed this one myself. I have this one here and this one here. This one is kind of plain, but I really like it because it still has sparkle. These two ties, another original design for this one. And then here's the last tie that I have. I think I actually wore this one before, so that's cool. Also, this LA hat that I also made for my mom that she didn't want, so. Now here's when things get personal. Here's stuff I made for myself. This is a hat that I had for years, and I really wanted to do something cool with it. So I kind of distraught it and then put pearls on top of it to kind of look like the pearls are growing out of the hat. And then I basically beaded the entire eagle sign. I used to wear it when I dressed like a tomboy and was emo. But now it's kind of like my swagger girl hat with bedazzle this. Next few things I made this Become Lola headdress, I think it's called, or something. I don't really know, but I think it's really cute. It was very difficult to make considering I was just learning how to use my sewing machine and I didn't really know what I was doing, so I had to actually hand sew this entire pattern here first, and then basically after that I had to sew it on the ribbon, and then I glued these pieces on. A lot of burning, and I think it came to be really cute. Here's my Dalmatians hat. On my TikTok you'll see me make this hat. It's really cute. On the inside is fox fur. I think that's what it's called. Fox fur. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. And I basically just made it kind of like how you would make one of those cat hats, you know, those ones. Here's my favorite, and I actually just got the supplies today to make another one. I also got that buddy today. So here is my favorite hat. This one was fun to make because I actually got to like put wires in the ears so I can actually move the ears around. I made these myself. This is all handmade, just like the other hat. So these ones were really fun to make because I got to do a lot of sewing. I think this hat took me a few hours. I know I watched 3 movies making this hat, and I was sewing the entire time. Might have had a break in between, but I didn't know what I was doing, so that was fun to learn how to make horns. So when I make the hat to match that buddy, it's gonna be cool. The last couple of things I made was for Halloween, and it was for my corpse bride costume. So I made this headdress, mainly just painted it black. I really didn't do much. I actually did more on the costume than anything because I made the costume pretty much from scratch. I will explain that when I get there. And I made this bouquet. I had a bunch of fake flowers, put them together, had extra fabric from when I made my dress and put it on here. And this was a bouquet. I think that's it for all of the accessories I made. The first thing I'm going to show you is literally the thing that brought us here today, and is what having me wanting to design stuff. Now let me tell you about these pants. I had these pants since a long time, since I was a freshman. I've graduated. These pants were very old, though I made these pants at the beginning of last year. So I took an old pair of pants I didn't want anymore that were very bad looking, and I basically cut butterflies, painted the butterflies different colors, then I put gems in the middle of the butterflies and put them all over here. And I had an anime shirt, so cut the anime shirt up and I put it in the inside of the pants. And then I had purple paint, so I painted it purple on the outside and the outlines to give it some flair. So this is the first thing I made. Here's the next thing. I don't think this was next, but it could be. I don't actually remember when I did the video. So this was all one sweater that I got from the thrift. If you want to see me actually get this sweater, you can go to the thrifting video. If you want to see me make this sweater, you can go to this video. Okay, all on my channel. First, I made him into leg warmers. Then, of course, I cut the shirt in half, so now it's like a short sleeve, since the sleeves are the leg warmers. So it's a short sleeve sweater. With this piece is like a skirt, but usually wear this over something. So you could wear like this over another skirt or some jeans. It's just like kind of a belt. That's kind of what this is. And it's kind of cut wonky for a reason. You can wear this as a skirt, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's showing your bits and pieces. But if you like your bits and pieces shown, well, you do you, girl. Or you do you. Not sure if this was next, but I do remember making this around the same time. This was originally a dress hand-me-down from my cousin. So I cut the dress in half and then kept the top. So the top, I usually wear this with something else. I actually just recently wore this skating, not this full outfit, but the top. And I made the bottom of the skirt into bottom of the dress into a skirt. And I had fur, so I sewed the fur on. You know, it's like a very fur skirt. Then I had this old kind of button belt that I end up putting fabric on. I made more belt garters. I don't really know what they're called. The things you slide your belt on. I don't know why I think it's called a belt garter. And then made a skirt. You can see the cutting is wonky because I am still learning. This was all a shirt that my grandma gave me that I really hated because it always felt snaggy kind of when I put it on. So I end up making the bottom of the skirt, or the top of the skirt into top of the shirt into a skirt. So this piece is actually a skirt, but I guess you can also wear it as a top if you wanted to. That's why I really like this outfit, because it's multiple uses for this. And then here is actually a part of the top. And here's another part of the top. This is two top. It'll make more sense when I actually try it on for you guys. And if you want to watch me make this, here's the video. The last video, it's over here for the last outfit. I was just thinking to myself, what did I make next or around that same time? I have to go to my closet and grab this one. Here is this top. I really want to make some more versions of this top because technically they are all in leather. So it's going to be fun to actually try and make these versions of this top. This top actually is all wonky right now because of how I have to have it tied on there. So this is kind of what it looks like. This is my butterfly top. This one was very fun to make, and I really like how it looks. Very sexy, very sexy. And this was actually a dress too. If you want to see that video, it's over here. When I was making my mom's outfit for the Renaissance fair, this was from one of her skirts that I actually stole some of that fabric from. So I ended up taking it and making it into a tube top. So that was actually fun to make. You can see where one of the original flowers from her outfit is. I kept it on there because I thought it was like cute. I believe this pink fur outfit was one of the hardest and funnest things I have ever made this year. I've had fun making every single thing, but this definitely tops the cake. So this was actually an old Looney Tunes jacket my cousin gave to me, and the Looney Tunes jacket, I put it on, one side is Looney Tunes and the other side is fur. But the cool thing about it is that you could literally flip it inside out. So if you wanted to wear it Looney Tunes character, you could, and if you wanted to wear it with the pink fur, you could. So I actually took all of the Looney Tunes characters off, and that took me a long time to do. And if you watch the video, you'll see me struggling and a lot of stuff. So I made leg warmers because this is my signature thing. When I have a full outfit, I have to have leg warmers to go with it. I just love me a pair of leg warmers. And then I have a skirt, which was very fun and interesting to make. All of this, again, all of these outfits were literally done by hand. So the sewing process was actually very hard, and honestly what took me the longest. You can actually see how it looks on the inside there. This is my skirt, so it has a 3-way tie. You can tie it in 3 different ways, and here. So it's cool, and I like it because if I wanted to, I can also wear it as a top. That is why I really like the way I design, because sometimes I design it to be worn as a skirt, and sometimes it can be worn as a top. Now, this one was inspired by a Tyla skirt. And this is what I end up designing. I think it's really cool. I use one of my old belts and a bunch of different things to even make this. So yes, you can wear it as a skirt, but you can also just like wear it on top of something else, because it is extremely, like, it's a mini skirt. It's definitely a mini skirt, but I really enjoy it, and I really like it because it's really furry and it's cute. But the only downside is the feathers and the fur do get all over the place, and you will have to clean up after yourself. Oh yeah, and that video you can also watch on my channel. I feel like it's only right to show my Renaissance outfit, because technically I was making that while I was making all of this. This one, I actually drew it before I made it, and this was what I was inspired by, and I actually think I did perfect. I had the pearls and everything literally drawn in these pictures, and really enjoyed making the entire outfit, and everything was really fun. I know I said I had a video for this, but I don't have any of that footage due to my storage. All of it ended up getting deleted somehow. I don't know how, but it did. So that sucks. And I no longer have my Jester hat, because when I moved I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and that was one of the things I got rid of. So enough of that, and let me just show you what I made. This actually does need to get fixed, because one of the pieces kind of came off, so I need to re-sew that or glue that on. This was my corset. As you see on the inside, it was originally pink. This piece flaps back, so it looks red. A lot of red paint was used, if you don't see. Really cool. The whole thing just wasn't really to believe I even made this or had the idea to make this. It's really cool. One of my favorites out of the things I made. And again, all of this was again made by hand sewed. Same with this bustle skirt, all hand sewed by me. This bustle skirt took the longest to figure out and learn how to make. It has like yeah. We're almost getting there. Last couple of things. Here is a skirt I made that I was inspired by a video. This skirt, I actually had to follow the whole video because I wanted that exact same skirt she had. But the only thing different is mine was made from a different thing, and I made mine a tad differently because I still wanted mine to be like unique. So I this was actually made out of a pair of leggings that I thrifted, and then a pair of leggings that my mom was getting rid of. So the ones I thrifted were the black ones, and the ones my mom was getting rid of is the brown ones. I actually still have fabric for this to make a top, so I'm gonna do that this year. This is gonna be fun. This is what that looks like. On this side you tie it up using this and put it in the specific holes, and that's how you wear this one. And of course it has matching leg warmers. And this was the skirt I first used a sewing machine, this buddy over here, for. This one was kind of more similar to the video because it has drawstrings, and this entire skirt was actually gifted to me by my aunt. It was originally jogging pants, so yeah. It's a little different, but I do still really like it because it looks cute and it's similar to the other one, but also has its own unique gif and style to it. And you know, it has to have those leg warmers because I can't make an outfit without leg warmers. It just has to have them. Here was my funnest and most difficult project. So originally for my Halloween costume, I really wanted to be Princess Peach, but I knew I didn't have enough time to find the fabric, get all the things here, and be able to make the costume. So I was very disappointed that I wasn't to be able to be Princess Peach, but you know, I just got my sewing machine. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing on that thing. I just hand sew. I'm like, I really want to be Corpse Bride. I don't know what it was, but I just really wanted to make a costume. And I originally seen a whole bunch of different costumes that already have it, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So here's what I did. I went to the Halloween store and I bought me a corset. It was fully white, right? Fully white with like ribbon across the chest. And I was like, okay, this is a skirt. I was supposed to wear it to go clubbing with my cousins, and it didn't happen. So I'm like, I'm gonna make this for my Halloween costume. So I cut all of the ribbon off. I used an old dress that had lace. I cut all of the lace off of the old dress, and then I put it over the corset and cut around it to make sure everything fit. Then I hand sewed on every separate part of the corset. I'll show you. All of this pieces I hand sewed down, each line I hand sewed down, and then across to make sure that it all stayed on the boobage part. I wanted it to be like, so when it moved, it didn't look like it was flabby. I wanted it to actually fit the corset. And then after that, I had bought tablecloth, wedding tablecloth. So all of this is tablecloth for like a wedding. I bought all of that. I wanted it to kind of match the fabric I already had, so I made sure it had flowers. Then I sewed 3 pieces on the corset I already made. 3 pieces of that. I took the bloomers from, you can see them. I took the bloomers and I cut them, the legs off, and I ended up making it into a skirt, and sewed the rest of the tablecloth around the bloomers. And the tablecloth was originally only 2 strips, but they were really long strips of tablecloth, so I cut them into a lot of different, I don't know how many, but they're all the same length, and I sewed them all around here. So I put this on first, and then I would put this on, and after I was done with that, I painted it all blue on the tops and put the pearls on here on the very top of this. And then spray painted it blue here and blue here to give that Corpse Bride feel. I bought clay and made little ribs. You can kind of see broken ribs. They're broken ribs. I had Mosh Podge, so I put on there, and I did this piece black. I kind of like how I put some on here, so it kind of gives that like dead feel. I think I did a really good job considering I did all of this by hand with a basic runner stitch. I have all the accessories you've seen I made, and then I bought a veil and painted it blue all over the place. I did watercolor painting because I needed it to look not too blue. I really had a specific look I was going for, and I honestly think that I nailed that look. The most recent thing I made was like 3 weeks ago. And it is this. I have this video on my TikTok, and I think I might have posted it on YouTube as a short, but I'm not sure. I made this out of a jean jacket I got in New Orleans. I think it might be in my New Orleans video, but I'm not sure. And the reason for it is because it got all bad and it was falling apart. It kind of warped. So I made it into a top, tube top, and skirt. And I also took a sweater my aunt gave me and made it into the same thing. And then here is the skirt that I usually wear over jeans. I also wear this skating along with the top I showed you guys earlier. These are really took me a long time. This whole outfit took me like a week or two to do. So I had to design this entire top, and this is what took me the longest to do. It was the last thing I was doing. So that was everything that I made in the year of 2024. And if you enjoyed it, please give a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit those post notification bells for any more videos, which I will be making a lot soon because I am doing a lot of stuff and trying new things, designing. I have to make this big altar vanity, so that's gonna be exciting. And if you have any like suggestions or ideas of what you guys think I should make next, put it in the comments below. Bye bye. This is Surya signing out.